Hey guys, JB here. Welcome to the show. I am so glad you're with us. We're going to have some fun today as I am back in the studio ready to rock and roll and talk about the reMarkable 2 and setting up your day for productivity. So let's get into this. Okay, I've got my reMarkable 2 here and I want to get right into it. And I want to first talk about how we set up our files. So I'm going to go into my files first real quick, and you're going to see here that I've got my files set up. Some people have said you can start with a 00. I start with an 01. So as you can see, I'm going to talk about my planning, but right now I've got my 01, which has my planning in there, my health. All my planning is in 01, so I'm going to show you that in a minute. But I also have folders for health. I have folders for notes. That's all my notes, my golf notes, my programs, my books. So I've structured my files around a numbering system. And any e-ink device you can utilize this with, but really with the reMarkable 2 it works real well. So let's go right into planning, because that's what I want to spend some time on, is these documents that I use to really organize my day and my plan. So let's go into here. So when I click into 01, it's going to take me then right into my planning sheets. Now I have a program called Get It Done Now, which is, you can get this sheet on my website at morningcoach.com, but it's a complete system. I know Voya has some sheets too. There's other planning sheets out there. I know Voya did a whole planning thing. So 01 then is my daily planning sheet. So if you have a planning sheet, okay, that's where this is going to go. So you can see I've got it in here, and my planning sheet has my Sacred Six, which is the book I wrote. You can see it behind me. And then the schedule, I like to set up my schedule for the day. I know exactly what's going on and a couple other things that I do. Again, this is a complete system, but I use this sheet. And then I use layers. And I want to talk about layers because layers work real well. If you see here, I have a consistency checklist of habits that I want to keep. Especially getting good at golf, right? And I play golf almost every day, and this is why, because of the systems that I have in place. But if I take that away and I just hide it, you can see there are things that I don't need on there. So what I do is the stuff that I want to leave on there, I leave on layer 3, and that way it's always there. If I go to layer 2, okay, and I want to erase something, then I can erase my layer 2. Oh, let's go ahead and take a look at it so you can see it. Okay, and then you can kind of see all my layer 2 stuff. So if I want to erase this date, I can erase it and it'll go away. But if I'm on layer 3 and I go to erase my main things, it will. Like, see, it's going to erase that. I meant to do layer 2. That was a mistake. Nice is they have the undo button. But if I go to layer 2, okay, where's my temporary stuff, and I go to erase my permanent stuff, as you see, I'm trying to erase it, it will not erase it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And I'll hit refresh just to make sure, but let me refresh again because I got a little bit in there from before. But basically, layers work in a way that you can work on things without hurting layer 3. So layer 3 is in place. If I take away layer 2, you can see these are things that when I'm on layer 2, I can't erase those. It'll show up like it's erasing, but it won't erase them. And then when I come back and I do my layer 2, this is where I have my daily stuff in there. You can see it's in here, and then I'll just either delete that and start over the next day. Okay, so that's a Get It Done Now worksheet. You can get that at my site, or you can use the other planners that are out there. That's how I start with my single sheet systems, what I call it. Then I have a couple other things that I'll run through real quick just so you have them and know what they are. I have a daily checklist. Basically, every day of the week, I have a document in there of things that I need to do that on a consistent basis. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm working less Saturdays and Sundays, but Monday through Friday, I have specific things I do, like blog, do my podcast, and so I keep that there. I then keep a handwritten journal. I'm a big journaler. I believe journaling, as you've seen on this channel, helps understand the relativity of time. It works real well. And I do journal, so I keep my journal as 03. 04 then is my daily notes. This comes from Stephen Covey. I learned that this years ago. Keep your notes all in one place. This allows me to track my notes and keep everything in one place. And then I have my Get It Done Now plan. Now, my Get It Done Now program is a year program, and it's about understanding exactly what you're going to do. I'm not going to get into it heavy here. That's not what this channel is about. But I have that here, and there's about 6 worksheets that I have that I look at, and it has to do with goals, and it has to do with structuring things that I'm working on. So I have that there. I then have my AM goals that I teach on MorningCoach. These are the P's that I do. And then I have my morning routine that I look at once in a while. Now, as we get into these other ones, they're not things I use every day, but they're within my planning structure, right? Then I have a general to-do list. You can see this big to-do, and that's for things that I just thought about that aren't in my plan, like something that I need to do. Like, man, I need to work on this YouTube channel and create a different studio look, which I did. You see, I got a different backdrop instead of my colors. So that would go on the to-do list, not something that really is part of my business life, but I keep that kind of like a bucket list, right? I keep that there. Then in the bottom section, I have some other things that I'm working on, which includes rocket fuel accountability. It's something we're doing within my organization that we're structuring on the rocket fuel book that we did as our book study in MorningCoach.com this month. Story brand is some marketing stuff as far as building a story. I've got that there. I have my VA list, and that's stuff that I work with my VAs on so that we know what we're working on. And then I have this weekly to-do template here that basically is very similar to the daily checklist. And I look back and forth at those just to make sure I'm on the same page within the framework of these two documents. So what I wanted to talk to you about really today then is the way you organize this. It's not so much about your files. I mean, if you're watching this and you're one of my people, then you can see how we do it at Morning Coach and Get It Done Now, how I personally am using my own system that I teach. But if you're somebody that's got a plan already and you're doing it, then I think setting up your files this way can really help you organize in the 0102 or the 00 to 100. And then you just organize your files that way as I have done here. And then you can have some main documents on your main page that you need, and you're really going to get your reMarkable 2 organized. So I wanted to share that with you today. As always, I'm going to start bringing more practical tips. I still use the paper. In fact, I've got to do a video because they just did another update. I've got some news from QuickLogic. They've been working on their updates, and also next week I'm going to meet with them to talk a little bit about some of the ideas on the new hardware, because there is new hardware with what they use, so I'm excited about that. Do I use a paper? Yes, I still use a paper every day. It's got my show notes in it, and one of the things why I like to keep it separate is because I don't like it in here. I don't want to be switching back and forth, and I like to have my reMarkable 2 open while I'm working, because this is my planning kind of device, right? And so I do use the paper a lot. That's probably my second most used device because I use it for work. And I got other devices we're going to talk about, but specifically I want to talk about more about productivity and lifestyle, because I get a lot of questions on how I play golf all the time. And I'm going to start vlogging a little bit on how that I built this life around some really cool techniques over the past 15 years, which I call ILD. So we'll do more of that. But today, just about setting up your reMarkable 2 for productivity. If you don't mind hitting that thumbs up, it does help me, and subscribes do help us with the channel, and it helps build this community. And as I always say, this community more on the channel, if you ever got a question, just put it down in the comments, because we have the best subscribers. And by the way, I would love to hear from you. Is this how you set up your reMarkable 2? Do you have a ninja trick? Because basically, I believe this is kind of a ninja way to set it up. And I love that term, the ninja way to set up your daily productivity with the reMarkable 2. It works real well for me, but I'm always open for new tricks and tips if you want to go ahead and put one of those down in the comments. And anything you want to post. This is a community, like I said, I love to hear from you and would love to hear from you in the comments. So let's go have a fantastic day. I am back, new studio, got a paper update coming probably tomorrow, and then a lot more videos as we keep putting the energy out there and having some fun on this Morning Coach YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the support. Go do it to it, and I'll be back with more right here. All right, go have a great day.